Do you like Red Bull too?
Oh no, that's fine. I just had a double espresso, so.
Okay, yeah, don't do Red Bull.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I'm going to count, and if they have, I'm going to lose.
Okay, we're live.
Yeah, they never, I don't think they ever put on the 4 to 6 goal. Yeah, but...
Is it live? Alright. Kia ora koutou. Yeah, do you want to say hello to everyone back home?
Kia ora everyone back home.
I'm assuming they're watching the warm-up. Why wouldn't you watch the warm-up?
Yeah,
Exactly.
see how great.
Exactly. Isn't that how... You're playing American...
Just having a rest.
Okay.
Different vibes.
Yes. Alright. So, that was Taylor. From the New Zealand squad there. It's the New Zealand girls warm-up, women warm-up, sorry. So this game is the last pool game for both of these teams, American Samoa versus New Zealand. And it's to sort out the placings. If the New Zealand women get up here, then they'll claim second place leading into the finals day tomorrow. Quite important in the scheme of things because, being perfectly honest, we want to avoid Australia until the last possible moment, and coming fourth in the competition leading in will see a semi-final against Australia. So the women here will be itching to get up, claim second, and have a semi-final against either American Samoa or Cook Islands, and then get through that and play with Australia one match. So welcome to the coverage of this game. They're just getting ready to walk on. I am Kim Ross and I'll be with you for a bit of the game, not all of it unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it. We'll have to go warm up for our game after this, which will be New Zealand versus Cook Islands. So as we get into the game, I'll talk you through the rules and how it works. It's a bit of a different game, and for those of you who are new, maybe some friends of the women out there today, they want to check out the sport, you'll see a lot of things that you don't usually see in sport. So just the setup of the game, it's played in two 10-minute halves, and if you win a half, it doesn't matter by 1 goal or 100 goals, you get 1 point, and then scores are reset and you play the second half. Again, doesn't matter if you win by 1 or 100, you get another point. So you either win the game 2-0 or it becomes 1-1. If it's 1-1 after both halves, then excitingly, it goes straight to a penalty shootout. 5 shooters from each side shoot off for the win. If it's tied at the end of the half, it goes to golden goal, 1 point to take that half and get the point for the scoreboard there. So it's a quick game, things move fast, stay with me. Just as the women get ready to come onto the court, there are a few ways. So there's either 2 points or 1 point shots in beach handball. Obviously you want to try and get 2 points every time. And I'll talk about those ways to get 2 points as we go on. As the teams come out here, unfortunately I can't name the American Samoa players for you, but I can go through the New Zealand squad. So we've got Erin, Roxburgh and Rowan McGockney as the captains of the team. We've got Kiana, Tande, Annalise, Jax, JT, Jordan, Cass, Frankie, and in goal is Christina. So they'll be up and ready for this in what is going to be a pivotal game for both these teams, really. So New Zealand will be playing in the mainly teal uniform. You'll notice that there is two different uniforms out there for both teams. The specialist player, what they're called, is the black top for New Zealand, and the specialist top for American Samoa is the blue. And what you'll notice is that if they score, no matter what, if they score a goal, then it's worth 2 points straight away. Other ways that you can score 2 points is if a teal player coloured catches the ball in midair and scores it in the goal, in the air. It's called a kemper, and it's worth 2 points. And a 360-degree spin in the air and a shot that goes in is also worth 2 points. Everything else is just worth 1. As Gus Hamilton sidles along next to me. Gus is part of the New Zealand men's setup as well. How's the tournament going for you, Gus?
It's been pretty good, mate. Been a bit up and down, but excited for a good game here from the NZ women's team and American Samoa women's team.
It's going to be an exciting watch, and again, I've been talking about how it's going to be great preparation for the finals leading into tomorrow. Some semi-finals action happening, and the men's final, of course, they've only got 3 teams, so it'll be a straight final tomorrow at 12 o'clock. New Zealand are hoping to be in it, do the job against Cook Islands tonight, and that's confirmed. How are you thinking heading into the next game and then hopefully a final tomorrow?
Definitely going to be a challenge today. Cook Islands team playing very well, gave us a very good run yesterday, and so not taking that too lightly, but hopefully get the job done there and move on to an exciting final against Australia tomorrow. Exciting. So it's going to be a great day of action tomorrow, so make sure you tune in. So New Zealand won the tip-off and they have the first possession of the game, and I'm just commentating. Hey. And so they've gone for a spin on the left wing there, and the left wing for New Zealand has scored, and so it's 2-0 to New Zealand. Great start, best possible start, scoring 2 points with their first possession. And unfortunately, so this is a suspension. A suspension is, this one is for having too many players on the court. So it's a 4-a-side game. You'll see chaos. Chaos is what I call it. Teams running off, teams running on. But if you have too many players on, this is actually not correct. One of the American Samoa players should be off. One of the American no, we're not going to get that. So New Zealand are going to play against the full defence. Oh, there we go, we've noticed. So American Samoa unfortunately had 5 on the court, and that means that a suspension has been handed out, which means one play, New Zealand will be up. So it'll be 4 against 2 on the defensive line with a goalkeeper in, so 4 against 3. And what you'll see after this is that the attack women will run off and the defence will go on for New Zealand as they take another great spin from the left wing and another 2 points there. So New Zealand have taken a 4-0 lead early. They'll be very happy with that. They wouldn't have started this really fast as American Samoa look for some space and go up for a Kemper there. Great tips there by the New Zealand defence. And Christina picks up the scraps and we go on another attack. So watch the specialist Erin on the far side there. If she scores, it's worth 2 points. And so American Samoa won't want that to happen. They want to force it back out this way. As unfortunately, Erin has clipped the line there. So the blue line there is no-go zone for anyone but the goalkeeper. You're allowed to jump into it, but if you touch the ground or you clip the line, it's a turnover. So the score remains, should be 4-0. I don't know why it's not, but they've worked it great to their specialists around there. Unfortunately, the shot balloons over top. Oh, they're looking at the scoreboard now, and they've confirmed to themselves that it's not right, and we'll go to 4-0. So the nice little trail there. Unfortunately, the ball's gone to ground, and Elise will take it. And unfortunately, off the post there. So that will be the goalkeeper's ball. Defense runs off, attack into the game. So as you can see, it's a game that favours attackers. They've always got the extra person on, and they've always got someone who can just shoot normally as they get it into pivot. And that shot would have been worth one, but Christina stands tall, takes the save. And some words of advice there from the coach. Don't know if you heard that, but you can't just shoot at the goalkeeper. It's another spin to the near post. That is a play that's working really well for the New Zealand women early, and they take an 8-0 lead into about 3 minutes. So remember, 10 minutes a half as they try and find space out on the left wing. They take the spin, and Christina stands tall again. She's a very talented goalkeeper, and she's showing her worth early on. As the New Zealand women look to push it here. Again, they'll play the specialist down the right there. She's got it now, and they're going to look for some space. American Samoa daring this left wing to shoot as Annalise takes it through, and unfortunately just pulls her shot wide, and the score will remain. So just reminding you, the reason you're seeing everyone spin around is that a spin is worth 2 points, a Kemper or an alley-oop is worth 2 points, or the blue shirted person in American Samoa, scoring is worth 2 points as well. So that was steps. You can only take 3 steps on the ball, and so that's a turnover again to the New Zealand woman. And the score, I'm fairly positive, is 8-0, but it's showing 6-0 on the scoreboard. Nonetheless, New Zealand are up. And unfortunately that comes off the knees, but a fast sub there. So to clarify subbing, the specialist can only sub with specialists, so Erin on the right wing there has to be really engaged in watching the play, because Christina, the goalkeeper, can't get on until she's off. As Annalise drives, tries to pass it back. Unfortunately, it hasn't gone to hand, so the woman will reset. We'll be looking at a passive call soon, so they'll need to do something as Erin drives down the side, and that rolls under the keeper's outstretched leg there for another 2 points. So New Zealand really in control. They'll be very happy about the start. Maybe a couple of errors as a huge long shot comes in from the specialist. Was not expecting that, and I don't think Christina was either. So a little bit of trickery, a little bit of guards down handball, and that's what we love to see. And American Samoa registered their first point, and the score is 8-2. It's a great, I think that was a bit harsh, but dive block went up, so the person can dive in and try and stop that spin. And if they get contact to the ball and it goes out, unfortunately it stays with the attacking team. Interesting rule, but you're trying to help your keeper and make it hard for the attackers, but unfortunately when you make contact it becomes a penalty, and this is what Jax is shooting right now. 2 points if she gets it in, and the score will go to, we'll go off the scoreboard up there, 10-2. American Samoa look to find space. You can see New Zealand has done a great job at taking the specialist out of it. Their shot is the easiest in the game, so you don't want them shooting, and you want to force long passes that aren't going to go to hand, and that's exactly what the New Zealand defence did through their great activity, great movement. It's really good to watch. As New Zealand look to build an attack, they've got to engage the defender. And Annalise goes through and puts it in the bottom corner, and as we say, oh, New Zealand. As the American Samoa coach calls timeout, they'll have 1 minute to talk things over and just try and figure out how to get themselves out of this hole, which is the start that we've got here. So the score is 12-2 that I've got. Is that what you've got, John? 12-2? Cool. I had 14, but we digress. So just a little word on positions. You won't necessarily see the same person in the specialist top. Teams are welcome to change that any time. So if you want to switch your keeper out for any reason, they just put on the black top, and if you want to change your shooter out that's taking those specialist shots, they just change into the black in New Zealand's case or the blue in American Samoa's case. You can see that both teams have just gone through a little bit of a period where just a little bit more polish, a little bit more intent, so they'll be looking to come out from this timeout on both sides and just make statements. You can see the New Zealand women are on the court ready to go. That defence line at the moment is Rowan, JT and Jax on my side. That's far to me, or far to camera side, and they'll be looking to cause some chaos here. So the specialist on our side here won't be touching that ball. Jax is taking her out, and they force American Samoa into a mistake there. They won't be happy with that coming out of a timeout. They would have talked about exactly what to do, and just those skills letting down isn't what they want. So New Zealand come into attack and they build that up. There's lots of space there for Kiana. They get it out to Erin, and Erin will take a shot, and that was pretty obviously a penalty. You can't touch the attacker in the air, especially not while they're in that shooting motion. So just a little bit of an adjustment needed on that dive block, dive towards the goal, make it hard for Erin, but not the case this time, and it's a penalty. Jax will step up and unfortunately hits the post, and that goes out. That will be American Samoa ball from the sideline. So you'll see that it's not a contact sport, but JT and the pivot are getting into it there. And some great handles with a great low spin, and put that into the bottom left-hand corner past Christina, and the score will go to 12-4. So New Zealand are still in a position of control here, but will not want to give it up. They won't take the foot off the gas here, and as Frankie makes a play into that, opens up the wing, and that will be a penalty. Oh, I'm very surprised there, but the ball is still in, and New Zealand get that back. So the dive block there, maybe a little wrong, but hey, when you're a defender, as I am, you got to play right to the edge of the line, and sometimes you get the calls, and sometimes you don't. So as Francesca goes through, there's some contact there, but she works through it, and she's not going to miss those. She's very experienced handballer, is Frankie, and she brings a lot of talent and experience to the team. As JT really pushed up onto the pivot there again, and has unfortunately knocked the American Samoa player over. But great goalkeeping there. She stood tall, and after a bit of a chaotic couple of plays there, American Samoa have come away with it, as New Zealand set up their defence again and look for lots of activity, lots of up and back. Specialist pass is cut out, and they've got to go back to the swing, and a one is thrown, and that's gone out over the sideline. So American Samoa will retain the ball. If it goes over the back line, it's New Zealand's ball off Christina, but unfortunately over the sideline is not. And unfortunately, I think New Zealand have worked out that they're going to prey on the skills of that left wing. As New Zealand make a play, and unfortunately a pass behind means that they'll need to reset. If they are not looking to attack, the referees may call passive, and they've got 4 passes to get it off with a good trail, and a bit messy. Could say some contact, but once again, got to play to that line. The referees decides, not the players. Some great advice, Cameron, for yourself. Chuckles at home. So American Samoa attack through the middle. It would probably be their ball on a foul. Yep, great call there, bit of contact there. Nothing in the shot, so you're not going to need a penalty there. And they'll, great. You'll give that a couple of blocks to Jordan there. He's taking one right in the chest, and she's feeling a bit winded on the sideline there. There may be a switch in the defensive line, we'll have to wait and see. So New Zealand in control at 14-6. They'll want to get to 20. 20 is probably the key for this team. Get some confidence up and go into these semi-finals, finals tomorrow, really knowing that they can score some goals as Cass gets through, pops that in for a 16-4 lead. And great, again, hustle defense. The physicality of the women's defense is really just starting to get on American Samoa there. They're just working them off the ball, not pushing them, but just using their bodies to create space. Just make it hard for the American Samoa players. As Tim Rayner, coach of New Zealand, calls a timeout with an open shot. I've talked about this in the last game. In some sports it would be considered not unsportsmanlike to pull a timeout when you're in a confident position, but in beach with such little time, sometimes it's about looking ahead to the next games. You want to run your sets, practice like it was close, like it was a 2-point lead, because you don't get many opportunities, and when those times come, you want to be ready. So there's a lot to think about, there's a lot to do. I'm imagining Tim will be drawing up a play that sees maybe the woman in a position of being down 2 or scores are even, and he'll give them a little target of how many seconds to score in. And even though there's not that many seconds left in the game, they'll just be looking to manipulate things, get in their reps for tomorrow, or maybe even in the second half if American Samoa can find a way to keep things close. So I think overall the women's team will be happy with this performance. It's certainly a much better attacking performance from them. They've really shown up today, and they're finding some really good space. As they work the ball down to the left wing, take the spin. I think there's a bit of a block on that, but it ends up in the goal. It all counts, and that's another 2 points. So that will be 18 points, and that will be the half. So that's why that timeout was called. There wasn't much time, but New Zealand ran through their set, got it done, and that leaves us at 18 for final score. As I talked about, New Zealand will now take a 1-0 lead into the second half. The great thing for American Samoa about this is that they can wash that out of their minds. They know that they've got nothing to worry about. It's now 0-0 leading into that second set, and if they win it, it's 1-1. Doesn't matter by goal difference, does not matter, and it will be straight to penalties for both of these teams. So one great thing about the sport, or frustrating at times if you've had a really dominant half, is that American Samoa will just know if they come out and put it together. Sometimes there's a stronger side, or going a direction is better for them because of left-handed and right-handed combinations. So watch this space, and you never know. Attacks can be saved. It's one of the beauty about it. Sometimes frustrating when you're a player. So the two teams take their huddles. They'll be talking about, I think for American Samoa, it's probably about having a little bit more patience in attack, finding some space, manipulating it, putting some attacks down the line, and being prepared to go and find it on the other wing. And for that specialist being taken out by the defence, has just got to find a way to get to the ball, whether it's dropping back, finding the space in behind. That will be some of the keys that they're working on. New Zealand's found found a way to disrupt them, and they've got to find a way past that. For New Zealand, it's going to be about being clinical and getting at least the same amount of goals, I'd say, in attack, and then working on what they need to get out of leading into the semi-finals tomorrow. So tomorrow is Championship Day, just to remind you. So there'll be the women's semi-finals on in the morning, 9 a.m, 10 a.m. local time here, so 2 hours for those watching at home, 11 and 12. The men's final will then follow that at 12 p.m. Australian time, so 2 p.m. back at home, and that should, if things go the way that they did yesterday, it should be a New Zealand-Australia affair there. Reminders to those watching, New Zealand men's were fortunate enough to be the champions last year. New Zealand women's lost out in a game 3, unfortunately, last year, and they'll be looking to make amends get through the semis. 2 minutes? Yeah, sweet. And I think the defence won't be looking to change too much from the Kiwis. You're always happy when a team doesn't score. Usually 20 is the mark, so when you've got them under 10, you're really happy. So things are definitely looking a lot brighter for the Kiwi girls today. They're finding their combinations, getting used to the sand. Silly as that can sound, sand here is not what we're used to in New Zealand. It's a lot deeper, you sink into it a lot further. So we're used to a pretty hard and fast track, which lets us get through a lot easier. Lets us move laterally a lot easier and lets us jump off a lot easier. So great first day to just get used to everything, sort yourself out as a team, and then second day, get into business. Final day, take it out. Yeah. Hopefully Kiwis will be coming home with 2 trophies. That's the plan anyway for everyone watching at home. So it looks like I'm going to leave you from commentary now, go and get warmed up for the next men's game, which is the Kiwis versus the Cook Islands, and hope you'll tune in for that one, and hope you learned a thing or two from watching a great half of beach handball. Well done to the Kiwi women. Get it done for the second half. Thanks.
I'll tell you when to get in, right?
Thank you.